Can you all give a guess as to what Malaysians' favourite current pastime is? Double parking at shopping malls? It certainly appears so on the weekend. But if you go by the Tourism Malaysia website, our favourite pastimes apparently include wow and gasing, which means that the time we are passing is clearly the 1960s. Currently though, you can argue that the general populace's favourite coffee shop game is guessing when G14 is going to take place. And you can't blame news outlets for sounding like tea leaf readers or educated bookies, reading the signs as to when it will be called. The writing is definitely on the wall: better economic numbers, bumps for civil servants, and an almost certain heartland-friendly budget 2018. However, for a large portion of us, this news means very little. Because according to the Election Commission, a large portion of us are simply not registered to vote. A recent roadshow by the EC pointed out that while they talked to just over 30,000 students, just under 3,000 signed up. The reasons for why are understandable but no less disheartening. Distrust of politicians from both sides, dislike of the political machine in general, and the feel that their vote will not benefit them. And for those who are registered, there was talk that some are considering not voting at all, which is, and I'm thinking of the right word here, damn stupid. But don't get me wrong, I am not a self-hating millennial Gen Y-er here and blaming my own tribe. I think we get enough in certain cases. I mean, yes, millennials are the ones who made the Kardashians famous and feel they are entitled to the world on the platter. But hey, Gen Xers gave us crippling debt and inability to buy a house. So I think we're good here, yeah? We're good here. When that piece of news made its rounds on social media, many were calling the decision ill-advised. But what is worrying is that there were just as many arguments for abstaining during the upcoming elections. The for argument is simple. Voting is a privilege that many all over the world have spilt blood to gain. A right for your voice to be heard by those in power, and a right to change those in power if you feel they aren't doing their job. Abstaining from voting is essentially throwing your hard-won right away and telling those in power, hey, good, right? We're all good? Okay. I always say this: people don't serve governments, governments serve people. And voting is you giving the government a thumbs up or a thumbs down. But let us be fair to those wanting to abstain. Their reason is also simple: that their votes won't change anything. That in this current system, whether you vote or not, nothing changes. I understand frustration and how it can make you feel powerless. There is so many times that you can bang your head against the wall before it starts to bleed. But to be frank, when you don't vote, you are giving the wall the right to hit you back. Let me give you an example of where voter apathy f***ed things up. Brexit. It was found that a large portion of the younger population didn't even bother to vote in the UK, with reasons ranging from lack of time to, frankly, just lack of interest. In the days after, it became clear that some were just clueless with the search terms, "What is the EU?" topping Google. What that did was that it gave openings to many a racist grandpa to justify their racist ideology and get people who weren't them, i.e. not white, out of the country. The fact is, you can't just throw up your hands, say it's too damn hard, and then go home. Some would argue that the right not to vote is a right as well, or that in cases where both candidates aren't exactly ideal, that we shouldn't be forced to choose the lesser of two evils, in which I call both arguments. When you vote, you have a right to hold your representatives' feet to the fire, whether they win or lose. When you vote for them, you have the power to tell them to either do better or ensure what they're doing right, they keep on doing. And that is the main point. Voting is not about your ego or feeling better about yourself. It's because you love your country and you want what is best for it. Let me give you an example of how love for your country changes your mind. This is Anne Navarro. She is a longtime member of the Republican Party in the US, and she was so disgusted by Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton that she said she would write in for her mom instead. In the end, when it became clear that Trump was going to win, she changed her mind and voted for Clinton. Not because she supported her, mind you, but because she loved the country, and that meant more than her personal biases. Keep this in mind, guys. Someday there'll be more of us than there are racist grandpas. But it don't mean jack unless you are registered. And these days, checking whether you are eligible to vote is as easy as going to the EC website. Stand up and be counted, because this is a fight for the long term. And in an era where gratification is instant, I know that for some, this is the hardest sacrifice to make. Don't throw away your spear before the fight is even done. Just saying.